Well, I'm not a doctor, but I can prescribe this painkiller. Hello and welcome to Intoxicated Masculinity. We've got another cocktail video coming at you today, and I thought since last week we talked about a cocktail which has been trademarked by a rum brand, that this week we would talk about another cocktail which has been trademarked by a rum brand. Today we're talking about the Painkiller. The Painkiller was first made and sort of developed at the Soggy Dollar Bar in the British Virgin Islands. The reason it was called the Soggy Dollar Bar is a tiny little beach bar in the middle of the British Virgin Islands, and there's no dock, so the only way to get to it is to swim up to it, so they have a lot of rather soggy dollars. The Painkiller is very, very similar to a pina colada. Now last week I did the Dark and Stormy two ways. I'm only going to do the sort of classic Pusser's Dark and Stormy this time, or excuse me, the only Pusser's Painkiller this time. We may be revisiting this because I don't believe that this is the way they make a painkiller at the Soggy Dollar Bar today. I'm going to do a little bit more research on that, and I think we're probably going to do another episode where we try to make a painkiller the way they would make it there. The centerpiece of this cocktail is going to be the Pusser's rum. This is actually Guianan rum. I had thought since it was developed in the British Virgin Islands that maybe that's where the rum was made, but it is not. It comes from Guyana. Sometime we're going to do a longer rum episode to sort of talk about some of the differences between different countries and what kind of rums they produce. Guyana is probably the one that is talked about the least and should be talked about the most. But again, that is for another episode. So now that we know a little bit about the cocktail, let's go ahead and try the main spirit and see what we think of that. Now that we know a little bit about the cocktail, let's go ahead and try out the main spirit, our Pusser's rum. Again, this is rum from Guyana. I tore off the top, but this is a fresh crack. I just don't like trying to tear off the little thing on camera because it makes me look even worse than I would normally look. Good solid pop. Okay, it smells like a rum from Guyana. It's very rich. There's probably some sugar added to that, but it's a very brown, sugary, kind of molassesy kind of a rum. It's a thick rum. It's interesting because I'm using a lot of the same tasting notes I did when we talked about the Goslings last week, but this smells a lot more rich. I think the Goslings is a little more surface level, if that makes any sense. Okay, yeah, this is a more complex rum, I think, than the Goslings was. There's a lot going on here. The fermentation and distillation process that they use in Guyana is sort of different than most other places. They use these things called dunder pits to do their fermentation, and it results in a very, very unique flavor. It could be mistaken for a Jamaican funk, but it's not. It's not that same sort of overripe banana kind of funk flavor. This is more like just a very, very deep molasses and brown sugar kind of a flavor. It remains on the palate. It's a thick rum. They've definitely added some sugar to this, which I kind of wish they hadn't, because I think this rum would definitely stand up on its own without the sugar added. But even with that, it's very tasty rum, and I think this is going to do very well in this cocktail. Yeah, it's fairly sweet, but not the sort of artificially surface level sweet. Again, you think of that molassesy sweetness, sort of a thicker kind of sweetness. Yeah, that's a good rum. This is actually the first time I have tried Pusser's, and I have to say I'm a fan. So now that we've tried out the spirit, let's go ahead and put it in a cocktail. All right, so let's get started on this thing. We're going to start off with our cream of coconut. Now, I and most people are just going to use Coco Loco. You can find it in most liquor stores, grocery stores, that type of thing. And we're going to get 1 ounce. Although, to be fair, you can make your own cream of coconut. But it's such a pain, and to be honest, unless you're going to be making a lot of tiki cocktails, you're probably not going to go through it real fast. Alright, next ingredient, we're going to have some fresh squeezed orange juice. And we're going to do an ounce of fresh squeezed orange juice as well. Now, one thing pretty much everybody will tell you is that these cocktails are always better with fresh squeezed juices, and they're right. But at the same time, if you're going to make 10 of these for your friends, you can go ahead and use anything you've got on hand. It's going to work just fine. Alright, now we are going to do the traditional Pusser's Painkiller. Now, it is going to call for 4 ounces of pineapple juice. And we're going to decide once we've sampled this if that is best, or if we should go back in here and pare that back a little bit. So there's 2. And there's our 4 ounces of pineapple juice. Again, fresh squeezed pineapple juice, most places would recommend, but fresh squeezed pineapple juice is kind of a pain to get, and I think just your regular canned Dole is going to work just fine for you. And finally, our primary spirit is going to be our Pusser's rum. So we're going to put 2 ounces in the shaker. Alright, already got ice in our tin, so we're going to go ahead and dump that right on in. And you're going to shake it for a good 15-20 seconds. Alright. And when you're looking for it, I've said this before, but it's always good to restate. You're just looking for a nice sort of layer of frost over your shaker. Just give it a good whack on the side a couple times, and it'll come right out. Now, I've already strained the orange juice. We don't totally need to double strain this, but as I've said before, most cocktails I prefer to double strain. I just think you get more consistency that way. We're going to serve this in a Tom Collins glass. Got one of our little stir straws in there. There we go. So, get our fine mesh strainer. Top that right off. Just like that. All right. So our garnish here is just going to be some nutmeg grated over top. Now, typically, they're going to go pretty heavy on this garnish. All right. Run a nice good layer of nutmeg there on top. Give it a quick stir. And this is your traditional Pusser's Painkiller. I think that my first instinct on this cocktail was right, so we're going to go ahead and make this another way. As I taste this, it definitely is very, very pineapple forward. So we're going to go ahead and give this one more shot, and we're going to try to make this the way the Difford's cocktail book, which recommends 2 ounces of pineapple juice instead of 4, and I think that we're going to come out with something we like a little bit better from there. So let's go ahead and try that. Alright, so now, I know I show off a lot of kind of nice, you know, super high register cocktail books, but one to not overlook is the Difford's cocktail book. Difford's just does a guide, and there's a bunch of editions out. This is edition number 6 that I have. It just gives you a whole bunch of cocktail recipes. They change it, you know, for each edition. So we're going to do this version, and this time I'm going to serve it in a rocks glass with just 1 cube of ice. So it's going to be mostly the same. We're going to start off once again with 1 ounce of our Coco Loco. We're going to toss in 1 ounce of our orange juice, fresh squeezed of course. This time, we're just going to go for 2 ounces of the pineapple juice. And overall, I think that's just going to result in a more balanced cocktail, because a lot of the flavors were really just getting lost with all that pineapple juice. We're going to go back again, toss in our 2 ounces of Pusser's rum. Once again, we've already got our ice in the big tin. Little tin into the big tin. Give it a good little slap. Once again, we're going to shake for about 20 seconds. Alright, once again, we got that nice layer of frost all over our tin. Give it a little whack. Go. Once again, we're going to double strain. Because of this cocktail being a little bit lower volume, I just like it in a rocks glass better. And just like last time, we're just going to double strain that right in. When you kind of tap the side of your fine mixture, it just kind of helps the liquid get through. Good to go there. Now, the traditional garnish here is the ground nutmeg, which we had. However, Difford's recommends a cherry and a slice of pineapple, so we'll go ahead and do that. So now we have our Difford's Painkiller. Oh yeah, that's so much better. The other cocktail isn't bad. So the Pusser's official recipe that's on their website. It's good. If you like pineapple juice a lot, you'll probably like it. But I just feel like the Coco Loco and the orange juice, and even the rum to some degree, kind of gets lost in it. Here, everything's mixing together. The rum is kind of understated throughout the drink. You kind of get that molasses kind of underneath it. You're getting the sweetness from your Coco Loco, and you're getting your citrus from the orange, and the pineapple is still very much front and center. Yeah, so if you make this home, I'm definitely going to recommend the Difford's recipe. So we're going to be looking at 2 ounces of rum, 2 ounces of pineapple juice, and then 1 ounce each of your orange juice and your Coco Loco. Yeah, and this is going to be great for pool parties or just parties in your basement. So yeah, this is a great cocktail, and I can't recommend it enough. Anyway, I want everybody to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and have a good drink and have a good day.